Hey guys, today we're going to install the low-roll soft roll-up cover from TonnoPro on this 2019 new body style Chevy Silverado. This is the same installation for the GMC Sierra. For this installation, I'll be using a ratchet along with two sockets, a 1/2 inch and a 9/16. I'll also be using a squeeze clamp. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel to stay up to date with all of our new material. Let's get into this installation. All right, we're going to start with the passenger side rail. It installs exactly the same as the driver's side rail, so just repeat the same on that one. But to identify the passenger side rail on this end right here, this is going to face the tailgate, and it does not have a trigger latch, passenger side rail. Now you're going to have a seal on this side that pushes up against the bed cap. So we're going to go up against the bed cap with the tailgate closed to get the rail lined up. Make sure your seals on the end of the rail are between your tailgate and the bulkhead, and make sure the side of the rail is up even with the side of the bed cap. Once that's in place, I like to take a squeeze clamp, just hold it on there for me temporarily. Okay, now this is one of our clamps. A couple things I want to point out. Number one, this does have two notch levels. You've got the lower notch and the upper notch. I'm going to use the upper notch. Sometimes on some applications, if you use that upper notch, it will tip the rail up. If that happens, you want to use a lower notch. That will level that rail out. And vice versa. If you've got a lower notch and it's tipping the rail down, use the upper notch, you'll tip the rail back up. So something else you'll want to know about is some of these applications will also require a clamp adapter. This is going to have kind of a V-notch on one side and a square notch on the other. The V-notch you're going to put into the rail, where the square notch is going to match up to the notches on the clamps. What that does is that keeps the clamp from spinning as you're tightening it down. So what we're going to do is loosen up the nut on that so we can split the clamp apart, get it to where it's matched up to that clamp adapter or to the rail, whichever the case may be, and then go ahead and tighten that down. Once you get it snug, make sure that you're still level up at the top. Then you're going to take a 1/2 inch wrench or ratchet and just snug it up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and move forward along the bed cap. If you run your fingers along the inside, you'll notice that when you get to about right here, the inside of the bed cap moves in towards the plastic bed cap cover. This is where you want to place your next bed cap. There's only 4 of these locations. I already used the first one with the first clamp. I'm going to use the second one with the second clamp. Now we're just going to install the second clamp exactly the same way we installed the first one. Just as a heads up, if you do accidentally put it where it doesn't have the indentation on the inside of the bed cap, it will cause the rail to tip down. So on your Chevy Silverados or your GMC Sierras, if it does that and you don't know why, it's because you're not at the spot where the clamp needs to go. Again, we're going to go ahead and tighten that by hand first. Make sure we're still level up at the top, and then use our 1/2 inch, tighten it down. Okay, so again, I'm going to slide forward along the rail till I get to the very front of that rail, as far forward as I can go. Again, this is one of those spots where the rail indents into the bed cap. I'm going to go ahead and take my clamp adapter, set it up into the rail, and again, take the clamp and lock it into that clamp adapter. Once that's locked in, we're going to set it finger tight first. Make sure you're still level up at the top. And next we're going to take our 1/2 inch and tighten it up. Okay, now also in your kit, you're going to get a pair of tension adjustment blocks, and I'm going to show you how those work. You're going to see numbers 4, 1, 3, and 2. That's your tension settings. So 4 is going to be your loosest, and 1 is going to be your tightest. So if you want to set it at tension 4, we're going to set it into this position right here. 1, you flip it 180 degrees, and it's in that position. Now, I've already tested this one, and we need to set this one to 3. So I'm going to set it in just like that, and you'll notice you got the holes up at the top. You've also got the holes at the bottom. Once that's set all the way in place, insert the pin into the hole and clip it in place. That keeps it from pulling back out. All right, now we can go ahead and pull our squeeze clamp out, repeat the same process on the opposite side. Just make sure that your tension setting is exactly the same on both sides. Okay, now we can go ahead and take our rolled up cover and set it up on top of our rails. You want to make sure this is oriented properly. You want to make sure our straps are hanging down into the bed of the truck, not over top of the bulkhead. Next, we're going to take our header rail and rotate that over to where our bolts drop down into our oval-shaped holes. We want to make sure also the header rail is past our tension adjuster. Once that's lined up, go ahead and drop those down into the holes. Then we can go down below and attach our hardware. All right, now that we've got this coming down through here, we'll notice that the header bar can actually move back and forth. We want to make sure that header bar is pulled all the way back against our tension control block. Next, we're going to take our spacer washer and go over top of that bolt along with our nylock nut. Once we get that to where it's finger tight on there, we're going to go ahead and take our 9/16 wrench or ratchet and tighten that down. Now, we don't want to over tighten this, we just want to get it nice and snug to where that header bar doesn't move around. And repeat the same thing on the opposite side. All right, now we can go ahead and roll the cover back to the tailgate. Now, I'm just going to get it right here because I want to have the best seal. So I'm going to close the tailgate first and then close the cover onto the tailgate. Get it locked into the rails and close it down. All right, now we can go ahead and fix the hook and loop on the sides. Well, that concludes the installation. If you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.